in 2014 started to lobby the United States government, asking them to shift or lift the sanctions. Now, in his confirmation hearing, he says as he said, I have never lobbied against sanctions personally. To my knowledge, ExxonMobil never directly lobbied against sanctions. And yet there is lobbying reporting that shows that ExxonMobil actually paid over $300,000 to lobbyists in 2014, and that Mr. Tillerson visited the White House 5 times in 2014 and Treasury with Secretary Lew 7 times. Is there something disconcerting about a U.S. CEO attempting to undermine the sanctions imposed by our government against another country for acts that we find to be disadvantageous to the world order? Director Comey?
That's not a question I can answer. For a variety of reasons, I'm not qualified to answer, and I shouldn't be answering questions like that.
Okay. How about this then? Is it disconcerting to you as the director of the FBI that a U.S. CEO would say publicly that he is very close friends with President Putin and has had a 17-year relationship with him?
That's not a question I can answer.
Would it raise any red flags?
Yeah, that's not a question I can answer.
What would Hoover say?
Admiral Rogers?
Ma'am, lots of American corporations do business in Russia.
What would McCarthy
I have no knowledge of the specifics we're talking about. I'm in no way qualified or knowledgeable enough to comment on this.
All right, let's move on to someone else in that web. His name is Michael Caputo. He's a PR professional, conservative radio talk show host. In 1994, he moved to Russia, and there he was working for the Agency for International Development. He was fired from that job because he refused to follow a State Department position. He then opened a PR firm in Moscow and married a Russian woman. He subsequently divorced her, and in 1999, his business failed. Roger Stone, a mentor to him, urged him to move to Florida and open his PR firm in Miami, which is exactly what Mr. Caputo did. And then in 2000, he worked with Gazprom Media to improve Putin's image in the United States. Now, do we know who Gazprom Media is? Do you know anything about Gazprom, Director?
I don't.
Well, it's an oil company. In 2007, he began consulting the Ukrainian parliamentary campaign. There he met his second wife. So I guess my question is, what possible reason is there for the Trump campaign to hire Putin's image consultant? Any thoughts on that, Director Comey?
No thoughts.
Wow.
Admiral Rogers?
Likewise, ma'am.
All right. Do either of you know what Michael Caputo is doing for the Trump effort today?
I have no idea.
And I'm not going to talk about U.S. persons.
All right, let's move on now to Carter Page. Carter Page was the founder of Global Energy. It's an investment fund. He has only one partner, and that partner is Sergei Yatsenko, who's the former executive of a Russian state-owned Gazprom oil company. Before that, from 2004 to 2007, he worked for Merrill Lynch in Moscow. Wow. In March of 2016, then candidate Trump referred to Carter Page as his foreign policy advisor to the Washington Post. The next day, Page asserts that he's an advisor on Russia and energy. But then subsequently, candidate Trump says he doesn't know him. On September 26th, he takes a leave of absence from the campaign